Hi, I'm Maddie, and I'm going to be talking to you about my project, building a mobile app for oral immunotherapy patients. Before I dive into my project, it's important for you to have some background. Food allergies are becoming increasingly prevalent, affecting millions globally, with around 32 million Americans impacted. These allergies trigger immune reactions to specific food proteins, leading to symptoms ranging from mild, like hives and itching, to severe, such as anaphylaxis. Patients face the daily challenge of strict avoidance, label reading, and carrying emergency medications due to the unpredictable nature of reactions. For decades, there's been no real treatment for food allergies, just the strict avoidance of allergens alongside emergency response preparation. Oral immunotherapy, or OIT, is an emerging medical treatment for people with food allergies, finally giving a better alternative to avoidance. OIT is a medical treatment that gradually exposes a person to increasing amounts of an allergen to desensitize them to it. Basically, how it works is a patient will be given a very small amount of their allergen, and they'll eat that every single day. They might have a reaction to the dose, like an itchy throat, and if that happens, the doctor may lower the dose until the patient can tolerate it. If the patient does well on the dose for a period of time, they'll increase their dose. Additionally, if patients are more sensitive, they might pre-dose medications like Zyrtec or Benadryl before their dose to help manage reactions. Throughout the treatment, patients diligently adhere to strict rules and make significant lifestyle adjustments. For example, patients partaking in OIT are often advised to refrain from vigorous exercise after each dose and abstain from alcohol during their treatment period. Additionally, it's crucial to emphasize that each patient's OIT experience is unique, characterized by highly personalized treatment plans tailored to their specific allergens, sensitivities, and individual responses to the therapy. Because of this, patients need to diligently keep track of their symptoms and reactions to different dosages, so their treatment plan can be altered if necessary. As someone with food allergies who's had a 5-year-long journey with OIT, I know firsthand how difficult it is to manage all of these different aspects, and have been longing for something to help aid in this management. So I decided to create something to help for my senior design project. I decided to create an iPhone application for OIT patients, leveraging Apple's privacy and security features. The app aims to support patients by seamlessly integrating with the Apple Health app for dose tracking, symptom logging, and visualizing long-term trends, while also providing education on anaphylaxis and OIT. So one of the questions I got a lot when I started my project was why only iPhone? First and foremost, developing an app for iPhone allows me to use Apple's Health Kit and native privacy and security measures, which really streamlines a lot of the work for me. I could have opted for cross-platform development with React Native or Flutter, which would have given the potential option for compatibility with both iOS and Android. However, there would have been challenges in fully optimizing and utilizing platform-specific features, and might compromise my deep integration with Apple's privacy, security, and health functionalities. I also could have prioritized Android development after iOS release. However, this would have led to delays in maximizing iOS-specific benefits and could dilute the focus on Apple's specialized features. So when I first created my project, I created all of these design prototypes for my app. I have all of the onboarding, a home screen, and just different tabs for different functionalities of the app. I'll go more in depth on what the app can do in my demo. I also created this class design for the structure of all of my code. And this is what I had just as a prototype. It actually ended up looking like this. As you can see, I added quite a lot of classes. What's important to note is that the class design remained pretty much the same. I just sort of abstracted things more as I was working and realizing that more parts of the code could be reused. So while I was building my application, I used Swift and SwiftUI as the main languages. I used Xcode as my IDE, and for different frameworks that I used HealthKit to help integrate all of the health data with the health app. I used CareKit and Swift Charts to visualize the different trends, and I used Swift Data and Core Data to store all of the data and persist it on the phone. I also did a lot of testing During my project, I did visual testing in Xcode. Xcode has Swift UI previews that were very useful. I could see different phone sizes, models, orientations, and color schemes, so I could test things as I was coding and see in real time what the UI would look like. I also created XC tests and XUI tests, which are basically unit tests that run as I'm making the code. And then while I didn't do any user testing, I did design a user study for the future. So now I'm going to show a quick demo. You can see I have my app here, and let's say I just took a dose of OIT. I'm going to say log dose, and you can see I can select all of the different allergens that I took. So I am going to select what I usually take for my dose, and then you can select the dosages for all of the different allergens. So I'm just going to do that. And then, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of times patients will pre-dose medications before they take a dose. So let's say I took some Zyrtec. Usually I'll take 20 milligrams of Zyrtec before my dose, and then I'll log that. And once that's logged, it's right here. I can also log any symptoms I'm experiencing. So let's say I'm feeling nauseous. I can tap that, save, and that is automatically logged. I can also view insights about different things. I can view all of my doses that I've been prescribed by my doctor, as well as add doses, so I can add them here. And then I have this education tab with all different articles just to educate the user, and different resources like links and phone numbers. Patients can add their doctor's phone number, and also can add important documents to keep track of them. So I have published my app, and it's on the App Store. You can find it here. I also created a user guide, and this is just to help users learn how to use the app. I thought this would be a really fun way to introduce them to it. And for things I learned a lot about persisting the data between launches and between tapping different things. I also learned more about CareKit going into the project. I thought that CareKit would have a lot more functionality, so I sort of had to work more for the charts. I also learned a lot about the App Store submission process and the differences between iPad and iPhone layout during that. And yeah, so in conclusion, my app stands as a tailored and empowering solution for oral immunotherapy patients, utilizing Apple's ecosystem to offer seamless health tracking, personalized insights, and an engaging interface, ultimately revolutionizing their journey towards improved health management and well-being.